Hello and happy Monday night. We are recording. Love that. Hello, everybody. I am so excited to be with you on this beautiful Monday. My name is Kim Craddock, and I am a senior division leader here at Park Lane Jewelry. And I've been with the company for about 7 years. I can't believe I'm saying that. Time flies when you're having fun. But it has been 7 years. And so I just want to be the first to welcome you to this free impression night where you will be able to learn a little bit more about Park Lane, maybe have some questions answered. If someone invited you here tonight, whoever invited you here tonight, thinks that this might be a great place for you, a great solution to something for you, or maybe they just think you wanted more information. And maybe you do just want more information. And so that's what my job tonight is to just share more information with you and see if we can answer some of those questions. Now, of course, if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to the stylist who invited you here. She's got all the answers. If she doesn't, she'll find out. And so we are here to help you in any way that we can. So first of all, I am going to get started by just telling you a little bit about myself. The goal tonight is to really answer, like I said, some of those common questions. So a couple of housekeeping things. First of all, I have a wonderful assistant, Elizabeth Littlejohn, who is behind the Tish Mefford block right now because she is helping me tonight to make sure that you are getting everything that you need throughout this presentation. So she is going to be putting in the comments a link to a survey. And if you fill that survey out, that's how you'll get entered to win the free impression bracelet. And there's a code word to go along with that survey, and I'm going to give that to you at the end of the presentation tonight. So be sure to stick around so that you will be able to hear that code word. So thank you, Elizabeth, one of my friends and team members. I love that we help each other around here. So thank you, Elizabeth, for helping. And she just shared it in the comments for the first time. She's going to do it a couple more times. So grab that if you can so that you have it ready to go once this is done. But again, let me just say welcome. I know several of you are tuning in on replay, and I know others of you are tuning in now, and we'll have people joining us for the next few minutes. But tonight we're going to talk about just a few things. We are going to talk about why direct sales or network marketing, like why is that a good solution? We're going to be talking about why jewelry. There's a lot of companies out there. We're going to talk about why jewelry. We're going to talk about why Park Lane Jewelry specifically, because we're not the only jewelry company in town. And we're also going to talk about why now. Why might now be a really good chance for you to join and take advantage of this opportunity? Well, first of all, like I said, my name is Kim Craddock. I'm a senior division leader here at Park Lane, and I have been with the company for 7 years. And I have to tell you, I have never been in direct sales before. This is my first and only experience, and I'll tell you why in just a few minutes. But just a little backstory. I am a teacher by trade, and I loved my time teaching. I taught middle school and a little bit of high school. And so I looked like a high schooler when I got out of college. And so it was going to be hard for me to teach high school. And so I'm going to make sure that's not me ringing. Is that me ringing? Somebody's ringing. I don't think it's me ringing. Oh, it is me. Sorry. Somebody was trying. Okay. Sorry. I'm like, who's ringing? Oh, it's me ringing. So I taught elementary school as well because I thought that was a little better fit, but I loved teaching. I loved everything about it. And then I got married and started to have a family and had my children. And my husband and I decided that it was the best plan for our family for me to be a stay-at-home mom. And so I became a full-time stay-at-home mom and volunteer in their schools, in my school district, in my community. Volunteering, serving, giving of my time became a really full-time job. I loved every minute of it. And as my kids were getting a little bit older, I knew that I was going to want to somehow get back into the workforce. I wasn't sure that I wanted to get back into the teaching field, although I loved it. I had really come to love the flexibility that I had in my schedule and being at home with my kids. And so my son was in high school, my daughter was in middle school, and I started to think about my next chapter. Now, some of you may be exactly where I was. You may be transitioning from one chapter of life into the next or anticipating that, or maybe you've settled into a new chapter of life and you're looking for something else to add in. for several reasons. And that's what I was looking for. I was looking for something else to add in. You guys know that raising kids is expensive. And so I really wanted to be able to contribute financially to my family, but I knew I didn't want to give the flexibility up that I had at home. And I knew I wanted something. So I had several friends that were Park Lane stylists, and I thought, why not give it a try? It afforded me the flexibility that I still wanted. I got to stay at home with my children and still volunteer in the community that I had grown to love and in my philanthropic work and through my church and everything else that I was doing while starting my business with Park Lane. And so that was a really good fit for me. And I got to keep all that flexibility. Now, fast forward, both of my kids are in college. My son will be a senior next year, and my daughter just finished her freshman year. And they're both at the same school, my alma mater. My husband and I both went to the University of Oklahoma, and both of my kids are there, Boomer Sooner, if I've got any Sooner fans in the crowd here. But we love to go to football games. We love to travel. We love to see our kids and do all of those things. And so fast forward, that's where we are. I'm in my empty nesting phase, and I love that I've been able to grow my Park Lane business along with the changing atmosphere of my family, and I can contribute financially. I mean, having kids in middle school and high school with all of their activities is really expensive. You have sports activities, you have tutoring, you have all the things that come along with that. I was so glad to be able to contribute financially to my family. And now fast forward, 2 kids in college, we know that's super expensive too. And so I'm able to contribute there. And I started in at the entry level. So if you've never done anything like this before, don't be nervous about that. It's exactly where I was. And I've been able to promote 4 times into executive leadership. So it's possible, and anyone can succeed here. So that's just a little bit about me and why I started this journey. But let's dive into some of the questions that people typically ask. Now, first of all, why direct sales? I kind of addressed it before. It's just the flexibility. We love the flexibility of being able to be at home. In 2020, when the pandemic hit, we pivoted really quickly to a 100% online platform. And I am so happy to say that I am still 100% online, doing my business right here from my office. I'm at home. My son's at home for the summer working on physics over here. My daughter's upstairs in her room, I think folding laundry. Let's hope that's what's happening. And everybody's around, and I'm right here in my office doing the job that I love. So the flexibility can't be beat. I am available to my family and to my changing lifestyle and to the travel, like I talked about. So that's a great perk of it. Also, direct sales provides immediate income. At Park Lane, we get our paychecks every Friday. And so if you started, no matter when you start, you could get a paycheck as early as this Friday. And that is really a great solution for a lot of people who need immediate income, who need a little extra every week. What would you do with an extra $200 or $300 a week? That can be a great solution for so many people. So that immediate income is really a definite perk. And also, here at Park Lane with our team, it is a complete plug and play system. We have all the resources available that you may need, whether you want to do your business online or in person or a combination of the two. Our team has amazing trainings and resources at your fingertips. If you're not tech savvy, don't worry about it. We've got everything that you need. If you don't like to make graphics or have a wording, develop wording for yourself, we've got it all for you. It's completely 100% plug and play. And I really, really love that. There's no other profession in the world that checks all of these boxes. And so I feel like that's why direct sales is a good fit. It was definitely a good fit for me, for my family as we were changing. And so that might be exactly what you're looking for today. Now, lots of direct sales companies out there. So let's talk about why jewelry. Well, I've always been a jewelry lover. I've always loved to wear earrings, necklaces, bracelets, rings, give it all to me. When I was teaching, I always felt like my students should have something, interesting, maybe a little bit sparkly to look at. And so I made sure that I was putting myself together. I've always loved to wear jewelry. And so jewelry was just a natural fit for me. And I know for a lot of people, you might be saying, well, I don't wear a lot of jewelry, or I don't have a lot of friends that wear a lot of jewelry. Let me just tell you that jewelry is the #1 requested giftable item that there is. And so whether you wear earrings or one bracelet, or maybe you don't love it. And I've had so many friends that are stylists here who say that they have grown to really, really love the jewelry. And we'll talk about that in just a second. But first of all, it's just fun. Jewelry doesn't require any prior knowledge. It doesn't require any expertise. You don't have to memorize any scripts for anything. If you love it, you wear it. And if someone sees it and they love it, they want to buy it. It's just as simple as that. You're showing a piece of jewelry on camera, just like I am now, a beautiful necklace. If someone likes it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. All you have to do is put it on and it immediately is a showpiece and people immediately gravitate to it or move on to the next thing that you're showing. So anybody can do this. Also, jewelry is a consumable product. It is one of those things that no matter how much we buy, we want more and more and more. And I will tell you that I have so many repeat customers who shop with me on a monthly, sometimes weekly basis because Park Lane always has new items coming out. We always have incredible deals, incredible sale pieces. And so people can shop over and over and over. As seasons change and our wardrobes change, we're also updating those things with jewelry. And I often tell my customers that jewelry is the fastest and least expensive way to update your wardrobe. So as we're moving from spring into summer, and I'm in the Texas area, so summer, I'm in Dallas, and Texas has hit, I think it was heat index of 100 today. Some of you might still be in those cooler temperatures, but you're moving into those summer temperatures. As those seasons change, our clothing starts to change, our wardrobe starts to change. You don't want to buy a whole new wardrobe, but adding a beautiful necklace or adding some fun bracelets to your look is the least expensive way to update that look. And so people gravitate to that and they will shop with you for that. Also, jewelry brings joy. I say it all the time that when you put on a beautiful pair of earrings or a necklace or anything, it just brings joy to see yourself that way. It brings joy to look down no matter what you do for a living, whether you're on the computer all day long, or maybe you're driving, or maybe you're at home like I am. To see a beautiful stack of bracelets just brings joy. And we share that joy with other people. And that's part of what our role is here as stylists, is to share joy with women and men alike and to bring that to them. And so it just puts smiles on people's faces, and we love to do that too. It's also an immediate conversation starter. I don't know about you, but my jewelry is typically the number one thing that gets a compliment as I'm out. Oh, I love your earrings. I love your necklace. And so it's an immediate conversation starter. And I can automatically talk to people about, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love it too. In fact, I love it so much, I decided to start selling it for myself. And this has become a really, really fun thing for me to do. And it's an immediate conversation starter about you, about what you do, about sharing joy with other people. In fact, I've been around long enough, and Park Lane is so generous that I always have so much extra jewelry. I keep a few pieces in my purse, and when I'm out and I see somebody that maybe just needs a little joy, I will just give them a piece of jewelry. And it really does bring joy. And oftentimes it's because they've been complimenting me on my jewelry, and I know that they really love it, and I can see their face and how much joy it's bringing them just to talk to me about my jewelry. And I'm sure you can imagine what their face does when I give them free jewelry. They get really excited. Frankly, they can't believe it. They look at me like I'm crazy or I'm joking or what's the catch, right? There's no catch. I'm just sharing joy with them because the company is so generous. And we're going to talk about that in just a second too. Okay. So we've talked about why direct sales. We've talked about why Park Lane or why jewelry. Now let's talk about why Park Lane, because there are other jewelry companies out there, but this is part of the reason. And I have been approached by some of those other jewelry companies before I joined Park Lane, but there are several reasons that I decided Park Lane was right for me. And it is, like I said, the one and only direct sales company I've ever worked for. First of all, as a company, Park Lane is the world's largest and longest standing direct sales jewelry company. We are getting ready on August 23rd to celebrate our 70th anniversary. I am so excited about that. And that just brings stability, right? The company is family owned and operated. They have not been publicly traded, and it brings stability in a world where companies are closing. The pandemic hit, and several direct sales companies had to close their doors. They weren't able to pivot the way Park Lane was. But I will say proudly that since the pandemic has hit, Park Lane has grown over 400%. So we are here to stay. We're not going anywhere. I love the stability. I love that it's family owned. And I love that the family is intimately involved with their stylists and with the company. And they really strive for our success along with us. Now, Our jewelry. I love that our jewelry is diversified. We really have something for everyone. And if you shop with Park Lane at all, you know that there are pieces that maybe they're not your favorite, but there are others that are. But the pieces that weren't your favorite might be somebody else's favorite. And so we really have a diversified collection. I love that there's something for everyone. I love that 99% of the time I try something on that I didn't think maybe I would love, and I love it. So it always gives us new pieces to look at and new items to have in our own jewelry box. And I love that we have something for everyone. It's just a great product and it's made really, really well, which I love too. We stand behind the quality of our product. As you know, if you've shopped with Parkland, we have that unconditional guarantee. The materials used can't be beat. And I love that Parkland gives that unconditional guarantee. I tell my customers, this is risk-free shopping. We know it's online. People know how to shop online now, right? We're doing it all the time, especially since the pandemic. But I tell them it's risk-free shopping. If for some reason you don't love what you get, if for some reason you want to exchange it or return it, we do have an unconditional guarantee. And I don't know that many companies can offer that, but I really love that Park Lane gives us a stylist that option to be able to say that. Now, as a customer, we know that Park Lane's customer sale can't be beat. And so why is this beneficial? Well, if you're here, odds are you've been a customer. And so you know it's beneficial because you're getting those great items at deeply discounted prices, 50% off or more. The bonus items are $35 for those high-end pieces. Right now we have a buy one, get one free going on. I'm sure your stylist has told you about that. When you take advantage of the bonus item, you can go back and select a $100 item up to $100 absolutely free. So that customer sale can't be beat. And do you know what that does? For stylists, it makes it even easier for us to have repeat customers, to have people come back time and time again, to have new shoppers because they want to take advantage of that customer sale and special. And so they're giving us a resource that helps us to build our business and helps us to create a customer base that stays for years and years to come. So we've got that to offer our customers. It just helps us as stylists as well. All right, and then the hostesses, because we know, and you know, many of you have probably been a hostess before for the stylist that invited you here, and you know that the heart of our business is really our parties, and it's because we love to show the jewelry, and it's because we want to spread the joy, and it's because in this virtual world, we can party all over the country. It doesn't matter where we are. And so our hostess program is a big, big draw for people to come in and host parties for us. Again, Park Lane is giving us a resource that we can use to then turn around and offer to our customers who then want to become hostesses. Now, for me, a lot of my repeat customers, it brings me so much joy to be able to let them or ask them to host a party so that I can get them so much of the jewelry they love absolutely free. It's like a little thank you gift from me to them to say how appreciative I am of their business and how much I want to pay it forward. So, you know, our hostess program can't be beat. Typically, our hostesses get between $400 and $500 in free jewelry. They also get the 4 half-price items. They also get a bonus item. They also get, sometimes it's more than one bonus item. Park Lane will give us so much, you know, in that way. And they also get unlimited access to sale items. And you all know that sometimes those sale items are what draw us in. Those purchase with purchase pieces, and we just had some really great ones come out for the holidays and red, white, and blue themed. And so hostesses get unlimited access to that, and they can purchase as many of those as they want. And so our hostess perks really can't be beat. Again, it's such a great tool to use to incentivize our customers and our friends and our family who love jewelry to then turn around and host a party. It brings them joy to be able to get their host credits, and it also allows them to share the joy of jewelry with their friends and family. So it's really just a fun thing to do. Now, as far as the stylist goes, Park Lane is so generous with us. As I said before, we have one of the highest commission rates in the industry. With a little bit of research, you will see that that is true. Our stylists start at 30% commission, which is almost unheard of, and they can work their way up to 50% commission. So for me, as a person coming in, never having any direct sales experience, never having been in this industry before, to be able to promote to executive leadership and achieve that 50% commission while just sharing something that I love to share, it's such an added bonus for us as stylists. We really feel like we're being valued and rewarded for the work that we're doing with the company, and they want us to be able to do that. And on top of that, they give us more stylist perks. Park Lane's motto, and I've heard the CEO say this so many times, they want us to keep our paycheck in our pocket. And I don't know about you guys, but I agree with them. I agree with that. I want to keep the paycheck in my pocket so that I can use it for the things that serve my family and whatever else I need. And so Park Lane gives us the opportunity to earn free jewelry with our sales every single month. Over $1,000 a month, we have the opportunity to earn based on our sales, and it starts over every single month. So if you've been in a party before, or you've shopped with a stylist before, which I'm sure you have if you're here, you will see many of our stylists doing lots of giveaways in their parties, giveaways of free jewelry 3 and 4 times sometimes in a party. That is because Park Lane is so generous. We are not purchasing the jewelry on our own. We are earning free jewelry based on our sales, and then we are able to give that back out to our customers, out to our hostesses, and spread that joy. Some of us have so much jewelry, it's overwhelming sometimes, but it is such a privilege to be able to work for a company that rewards their stylist and really wants them to keep their paycheck in their pocket. Most of the jewelry you will see that a stylist is showing, she did not purchase. She has earned that for free. And so that's a really, really good perk. There are no minimums. There are no quotas. You don't have to sell a certain amount every single month. You don't have to purchase anything after your kit if you don't want to. We do offer 3 kits at 3 different levels. They are all an amazing deal, and your stylist that invited you here will tell you about those 3 kits. But I'm here to tell you that they are amazing deals, like I said, and you get to choose your own jewelry with your kit. It's not a preset group of pieces that you just get with your kit. You choose what you want. So you gravitate to what you love. You pick those pieces for your kit. It makes it even easier to share and show with others. And so that's a really, really good perk. After that, you never have to purchase anything else if you don't want to. You're earning the jewelry for free. You don't have a quota every month. You can do as little or as much as you want, which, like I said, for my, moving into the next phase of my empty nesting life, while I was still so involved with my kids, that was really great because I wasn't under the pressure to do a certain amount every single month. I could build at my pace like I wanted to as my family was growing up and changing. And so you might find yourself in that position now, that right now you're at a really busy phase of life. You want to get involved. You want to start a business here. You can get in and do as much or as little as you want, building along the way and creating the business that you want at your own pace. Now, I will say, if you have direct sales experience, which I know many of you do, Park Lane does have a direct appoint program. And as someone who's never been in the industry before, but my husband has been in sales, not in direct sales, but he has been in sales for almost 30 years. And when he heard this part of the stylist plan, he was impressed, as was I. The direct appoint program is something that I've never seen before in the industry. It rewards stylists coming in at the level they achieved in their previous company. So if you've been in direct sales before and you've been able to build a little bit and you have a little bit of a team, or you have a really good customer base, we have people that we can connect you with on the national level to help see if you might be able to be brought in at a higher level, which means a higher commission level. And oftentimes those direct appoints are brought in at 35, 40, 45, 50% commission at a higher level. I love to give the analogy of a bank president. If you worked for a bank as a president and you decided to leave your bank and go to another bank, you wouldn't interview for a job as a teller. You would be interviewing for a job as a bank president or something in leadership, like a grocery store manager. If you were working at a grocery store as a manager and you wanted to change grocery stores, they wouldn't bring you back in as a sucker or a checker or whatever it may be. They would bring you in at an equal level that you left your other company. And Park Lane is honoring that as well. And I love that they do that because they know how hard you've worked to get to the level you are in the company you're currently in. And so the direct appoint program is fantastic. Finally, we have an amazing fundraising program. This is something that was really appealing to me because, like I said, when I was staying at home raising my kids, I was heavily into philanthropic work, heavily into volunteer work. Fundraising was, if you've ever volunteered at a school, fundraising is a full-time job, right? I got really good at doing that, really good at asking people to donate things for free. But I loved when I came into Park Lane that they have a fundraising program that gives 50% back. That's almost unheard of, but they have a passion for philanthropy. They have a passion for giving back to others. And so they let us utilize that program to then fundraise for causes that you may love, and they will give 50% back to that. So if fundraising is something that is in your heart and something that you may want to take advantage of, then that is also there for you. The last question that people, not the last question, but another question that people often ask is, why now? Why would I join now? Sometimes the economy seems a little unstable. Sometimes things we're not sure where it's going to go. Well, first of all, I will tell you that at Park Lane, we were at the tipping point of explosive growth. Like I mentioned before, after the pandemic, Park Lane has had a record growth of over 400%. That is not stopping. And part of that is because our business can be 100% online. We are not beholden to travel guidelines. We're not beholden to, meeting people at any certain place. We are not stuck in a certain place. We can really party wherever we want, have customers wherever we want. And so that really makes it achievable to do now in this world where everything's online, right? And where technology is definitely something at our fingertips. Also, we know that right now with the economy and with things a little bit uncertain, people are really looking for some way to supplement their income, and that might be you. And so this is something, like I said, that you can start today, literally, and have a paycheck by Friday. And so if you have that, if you know somebody that has that, you can bring a friend along with you. It's so much fun to start a business at Park Lane with someone else. So a lot of people are looking for a solution, and Park Lane can offer that right now. And then, like I said before, we've got the tools, everything that you need. It's a plug and play system. Nobody's going to leave you out just, floating in the wind, figuring it on your own. This team is really a group. It's a community of women supporting women. And I know we say that all the time. It seems cliche, women supporting women. I've been in a lot of different organizations run by women, involving women throughout my life. And I can say that this is honestly one of the most genuine experiences I've had of women truly supporting women. My success in my business is not affected by anyone else's success because of the way Park Lane has laid out our opportunities as a stylist. Everyone can rise together. So we help each other. We share things with each other, no matter if you're on her team or whatever it may be. And if you've been in the industry before, you know what I'm talking about. We share this, we steal that, and we just give to each other unapologetically and really unwaveringly. I think that's a word, right? We don't waver when we're talking about supporting each other. So it really is a wonderful community, and sometimes that's enough. Maybe you're an empty nester and you don't really need much extra income, although it's always nice. Maybe you just need a community of women, a community to hang out with and to be supported by and to share support for other people. Sometimes that's enough too, and we can definitely offer that here. And then finally, like I said, we have those 3 kit options. Be sure to check in with the stylist who invited you here. She'll be able to describe those for you. They're all wonderful deals, and you get to choose the kit you would like to start with and then the pieces within the kit. And she's going to help you get started and guide you every step of the way. Now, the last question is, can I do it? And I will say, yes. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Like I said, I was a stay-at-home mom. I was a volunteer. I was a teacher in the past. I didn't know what I was going to do in my empty nesting phase. I'd never been in direct sales before. And here I am loving it with a thriving business that I've been able to grow at my own pace over the last 7 years. And like I said, promote into leadership, executive leadership, which has been amazing. So if I can do it, I promise anybody can do it. I really have a good time with it. We do have women and men alike who come in to supplement their income or to work towards their retirement. 90% of our workforce as stylists have full-time jobs elsewhere, and they use Park Lane to supplement their income. And sometimes Park Lane winds up replacing their income, and they can quit that full-time job that they may or may not love and do Park Lane 100% of the time. So whatever your need may be, Park Lane can fulfill that. So there's never been a better time. I don't think there's a better place. I love that this company offers us so much, and I think that you will find that this can be right for you. So that's just some of our commonly asked questions. Like I said, the stylist that invited you here can answer any questions that you have, any additional questions that you have. But I am going to be so bold as to say, Welcome to Park Lane Jewelry. We are thrilled that you're here. We're thrilled that you decided to watch this video. If you're watching on replay, I'm so glad that you decided to tune in and click and give us a chance. And so I think we've shared the survey a few times. Elizabeth's been doing that. And so I want to tell you the code word so you can continue that. Melissa, thank you. She just shared it again. We can't share it too much because I know we got to click and we got to get that. The code word for the survey is going to be summer because we are in summer. I am anyway, in Dallas. You guys share in the comments. Is it hot where you are? It is hot where I am. I've turned down the AC in my office before I started this. But it is warm in Texas. Yes. Oh, Renee, I see you. It is hot. If it's not hot yet, it probably will be no matter where you are because it is summertime. So summer's the code word. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Other leaders on here, have I missed anything? Oftentimes somebody pipes in and tells me that I have missed something and I'm happy for it. Again, because the leaders on here, we support each other and I'm like, sisters, help me out if I need help. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope it's been informative. And again, let me just say, welcome to Park Lane. I know you'll love it just as much as we do. Okay, guys, thanks so much. Take care.